Hello everyone, Snipe Trading here. Today is March 23rd and I'll be going over my recap for today. So after my recap, I'll be going over GME and why it's down after hours. Stay tuned for that. So let's get started here. So before I get started, I want to show you my two strategies that I play, and I do this for all time frames, 1 minute chart, 5 minute charts, 15-minute charts, the hourly chart, and also the daily chart for some of my swing trades. So the long setup, you can see a flag pennant, breakout of the flag with risk of lower high or higher low, and then taking profits along the way. And then for the short setup, you get your inverted cup and handle, which you form a big cup and then a small handle, and then shorting on the break of that. So I'll show you an example of why GME on that short setup. So let's get started. So from the top here, today I made a total of $355. I actually started the morning down on these three stocks for a total of 200, and then after in the afternoon, I took these two trades on AYRO and ONCY for a total of 355 total profits today. So I'll be going over my thought process and how why I make those trades. So let's start with AYRO. So AYRO, you can see I was kind of stalking this. It was trailing up, and then I was looking for a inverted cup and handle. So you can see this red trend here is the 5-minute chart. So if I switch over to the 5-minute chart, you can see it much clearer. So in this 5-minute chart is this trend, and what do you see? It inverted cup and handle. I took in anticipation of that cup and handle break, and then covered when it was reaching to the 15-minute chart. So the reason I took this is because you can see it's extended. The 15-minute chart's down here. So I look for a higher, smaller time frame to short into a correction to the lower time frame. So the 5-minute extension to the 15-minute trend. So going back to the 1-minute chart, you can see all that action right here. So here's the trend line, inverted cup and handle for the break, and then covered a few here. Reshort it for this break. Cover, reshort on the pop when it's retesting the prior support as resistance. Reshort it here. Cover and then reshort it a bit more for this break for the complete test of the 15-minute 9 EMA. And I cover the rest there. And I was hoping for maybe I would get lucky. It'll be a bounce or it'll be just a wash through it. But it ended up bouncing, so I end up covering the rest there for a total of $316 profit. And then it ended up bouncing for the 15-minute cup and handle. So you look at the 15 minutes, and what do you see? So you see another kind of inverted cup and handle, break, retest, and then now back down to the hourly chart. If you look at the hourly chart, now it was extended afternoon, and usually it gravitates towards the hourly chart towards the end of the day. So it's a simple rule. Don't go long when the hourly chart is extended. Usually most of the stocks, I'll say 90% of the time, it will gravitate towards the 9 EMA on the hourly chart. So that was AYRO for a $316 win. Flawless trade there. Next trade is ONCY. So ONCY, also a flawless trade here as well. And what did I see? Extension on the 1-minute chart and waiting for that signal of the inverted cup and handle. And there's a trend line break as well. So you have two signals inverted cup and handle break, and as well as the trendline break. So I went a little early because I saw this lower high forming, and then anticipation of the cup and handle break, and then the retest of the 5-minute chart. So the 5-minute chart, I pretty much took that for 2,000 shares and took my profits at the 5-minute trend. So that was a quick one there. And then, so this was the 1-minute reversal to the 5-minute chart. So if I go to the 5-minute chart, you can see why I shorted it. It was up here. The 9 EMA is down here. So you're gonna have that reversion to that EMA on the 5-minute chart. And then on this 5-minute chart, what do you see? Inverted cup and handle. I took that break, and where did it go to? We'll find out why. To the 15-minute chart. And 15-minute chart, it tested. And why did I short it? Because it was extended. So you can continue to short on a smaller time frame, the 1-minute chart to the 5-minute, and then when the 5-minute chart sets up, short back down to the 15-minute chart, and then 15-minute chart to the hourly. So let's look at the hourly chart, and it somewhat tested towards the end of the day, so it was okay to move up higher. So you always want to get, if you ever want to go long on a stock, make sure the hourly chart is nearby to the low of the candle. So that was ONCY. And just to kind of bring it to the minute chart here, took the inverted cup and handle, took this trade and cover on the 5-minute chart. And then you got a bigger 5-minute chart, right? Inverted cup and handle. Went a little early there because I saw a lower high forming, and then added and then cover on the 15-minute chart, and it eventually tested VWAP. So that was a win there for $256. So two of those wins make up for, or like one win make up for the loss, right? So you can see my losses is smaller than my wins. So that's how you can manage your risk, right? And just, even though you're, like for instance here, I'm only 2 out of 5, right? So I'm only positive 2 out of 5 stocks, but I'm profit because I kept my losses small. So let's go to my losses. So YVR. This was an after hour attempt. I didn't trade during the day. There was a few signals. Maybe there was a signal here for this VWAP test. You could probably risk, that low for this break. It's a potential tight risk there. But I don't see anything else here. It was extended here, so this fell flag got a wash, high volume, so kind of trapped a lot of longs there on this flag break. But I was kind of stalking this after hour because it had a nice looking flag here. So when you're looking at this flag, let me clear some drawing. There's a lot busy, but I was attempting to, you can see higher lows forming, and then higher lows. I was buying in the anticipation of this flag break, and maybe it'll push through $6 VWAP, and I can take profits there. But yeah, I just kind of went in and out in here for a small loss. It's a $20. It was an attempt, but yeah, if it didn't go, I just take it off, break even or a small loss. No harm done there. So that was a $20 loss on YVR. Next trade is GNUS. So this is a $42 loss. Let's see what happened here. Okay, so I was actually up on GNUS in the early part of the morning. So you can see this inverted cup and handle here for me, right there. It broke short, retested the prior support as resistance. It didn't hit my stop level, so I didn't stop out, and I covered to the 55-minute chart. So this was a win here. I think it was for like a $80 win. And then there was an attempt here for a long play. So this was a long play. It worked out very slow. It ended up working out, but I guess I didn't have the patience I should have trailed at the 5-minute a little bit better, but you can see support becomes resistance, becomes support, and this is where you look for a higher low to form to buy that flag break. So I bought that flag there, risking the prior low here. End up taking some profits. The other thing is I didn't see the volume get picked up. You can see relatively the volume is the same here. So I was expecting this kind of to have like a big volume bar, but I didn't get that. So that kind of give me, lower confidence that will continue. But it ended up, extending this flag a little further and breaking, maybe there's another spot here that people were looking at and buying here. So that was another, potential spot, and it was holding higher lows here. So you can see it was gearing up, and now it broke and it went higher. So that was I think this was just a small win, like a $10 win there. And then I end up, since this was extended, you can see the 1 minute is far away from the 5-minute chart. So I see some area of reversion there. So I attempted a few times here short, and I went a little bit too early. So I took a few losses. So it didn't break the cup and handle there, inverted cup and handle. So I ended up taking a loss there for this high stop. And then I tried again. And it didn't break. So I took a loss there. And then on the third time, I was like, okay, I'm going to wait till it breaks down. But it didn't give me a setup. So I was hoping for a lower high here and then a break. But it just kind of went back straight down. So it was kind of annoying. But overall, I gave away my early profits in the morning and kind of took a few losses there. So that's a $42 loss on GNUS. So my next trade is FNKO. So this was a I guess a NFT hype play. Tried shorting here and cover, and this was like a small win there. And then I saw this flag here was breaking in that wick there. So I was looking for a inverted cup and handle to form. And I started pretty small and I just slowly added in. And then I end up just covering for like a small loss here. And you can see it was extended on the 5-minute chart. So I was hoping for inverted cup and handle, go back down to the 5-minute chart or VWAP area. But it ended up just holding up there due to either some news or hype. But taking a loss there, and then I end up taking a small win here for this cup and handle. It ended up working out pretty well. I think I lost patience and I just covered there. So that was FNKO, and it was a total of $54 loss there. So next trade, my last trade was my biggest loser for today was LIVX. So LIVX, let's see. So this also had an extension on the 5-minute chart to the 15-minute chart. And you can see it's inverted cup and handle forming. I went ahead and tried to add short there. End up not breaking down too far, and I ended up having to cover when it broke this trend line and above these highs. So I covered there for a $100 loss, and $100 should be around where my typical risk level is. Here I'm trying to risk around $100 to $200. So that's like my typical loss if I did take a full loss. So that was a stop there, and you have to respect your stop because you don't want to get squeezed on that short. So that was my biggest loser for today, LIVX, for $100. So that was my recap for my day trading account. It was $355. So GME. Okay, so why did GME go down? So I'm gonna talk in relatively the technical aspect of it. I know there's other fundamentals, and there's hype around it and narratives that it's like us retailer versus them hedge funds and getting short squeeze. But I'm gonna do this analysis based off of technicals, right? And if the chart doesn't set up, none of those gonna happen. Shorts has always been here, and day trading, high short interest has always been here, so it's not a new thing. And I think it's at a level where the short is normal now, so it's not any special anymore. But just to kind of do this analysis, went over a few times on my stream that this is a inverted cup and handle, right? You can see this inverted cup and handle. So it's really bearish. So coming into this, it's already a bearish move. So I actually bought some puts on this trade. So you can see I bought some puts here on GME, the weekly puts expiring this Friday, 150 puts. Bought it at I bought it at 1270. It's up $300.19 at the close, which was trading at 183. Right now, after hour, it's at 154. So in the morning, I probably realized to take some profit there for a good win. But why did I think this was going to go down? One, I don't think earnings going to, will make this stock go up, just because it have good earnings. So I think earnings just going to create volatility and give it a reason for the stock to move, either up or down. But my bias was to the downside. Even if they have good earnings, it will probably potentially go down, because I don't think earnings will justify the price that it's at. So it was a couple dollars a few months ago. So unless they change their infrastructure to have this huge earning, I don't think the stock will go up even with good earnings. So you have a support level here. You can see it bounce a couple times, and yeah, there's a lot of narrative that will squeeze to 1,000. But if the chart is extended, during this day, where did it go to? Through the 9 EMA. So anytime you get a very big gap on the 9 EMA, it will revert back down to the 9 EMA. So that's a really important level. And what happened in the past few days, it can't hold above the 9 EMA. So it's already a very bearish chart. Just by looking at this, any other technical trader will look at this, and it's a very bearish chart. And you have this huge level of 172, which had a inverted cup and handle here and a break of that. And then now it's trading at 154, close of 154 after hours. So it's definitely down there, and my guess is the next support level is around 136. So this is going to be the next level. You might get a 136 and then a bounce to 173 again. But definitely it's very bearish. For it to be setting up, which is my kind of flag play, it's gonna take some time, but it's not gonna squeeze yet. But you're gonna have like this support or resistance becomes support. So right now it's broken down, right? So let me redraw this. So right now it's broken down to here. So you have to be going back up. So this is going to be, a play maybe I'll take in the long run. So this might take, in April, where you could potentially have that squeeze that's everyone looking for, the 1,000, 2,000 squeeze. But it's going to take some time. You're not going to have a squeeze tomorrow for no reason. The chart is not ready for that. So so something like this would give resistance. So you have to look left, right, and what do you see? Support and resistance. So these are actual values. So that's why I have a put option of 150. Bought it today, and pretty much reached it, and hopefully it'll be in the money tomorrow. So that's my analysis on GME. Just trade the chart. You don't have to chase people's theories. It's all about price action. Price action is the best leading indicator. Similar to AMC, I actually bought some puts on AMC last week because it was extended. It was extended on the 90 EMA. So every time you get this extension in mid-air on the 90 EMA, it will revert back. And what did happen? You got two days pulling back. So, and then now it's going to be a tough time. It's going to try to pop back up over 12 bucks, but now you have the 90 EMA as a resistance level. So for this chart to fully, come back from the dead, you'll probably need a so some support here, maybe a bounce here, and then maybe a higher low around here, and then a break of this, and then I can see it going to 1720. But that's if it sets up. You can also get set up like this and then break down, inverted cup and handle. But definitely you'll get some support around this. I think it might be like a 975 or 10. But that's my 2 cents, but definitely not a long hold. Yeah, so that's my end of day recap. So yeah, if you enjoy the content and would like to listen to more of my recaps or review my live stream each morning. I stream at 6:30 in the morning and go over pretty much the first 2 hours of my trades, giving you signals beforehand and my thought process on why it might be a good trade. And yeah, you just have to gauge your own risk tolerance, and if you want to follow, you can follow. But I suggest you learning the concepts and applying it to your own strategy and finding your own way of trading. But yeah, thanks for watching, and be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you. Bye bye.